Hi there, I'm Emily Borja, and this is my story. I wanted to make a video just to kind of let you know what's available with Rodan and Fields. Maybe something in the reason why I started it will spark your wheels starting to turn about why you might want to become a business owner. And I promise you, I'm actually running a stopwatch, or I will right now. I'm going to press start because I know what it's like when someone says, hey, watch this video for me and tell me what you think. And it's like 1,000 minutes of someone babbling on about information that was really good in the beginning. And then it just keeps going because they're passionate. I'm a passionate person, so I am going to spare you of a ramble. But I do want to tell you that I'm a San Francisco Bay Area native. I live in Redwood City, California currently. I'm the mom of two beautiful children. My son Joaquin is 8 and my daughter Isla is 6. Going on 16, as I'm sure some of you can relate to. And I'm an American Sign Language interpreter by trade. I have a medical specialty, and most of my career has been spent. I did some freelancing for the first several years, and then I really found my niche in medical interpreting and worked for Kaiser Permanente for several years, and then switched over to Stanford Children's Hospital, pediatric side, doing more infectious disease, oncology, those kinds of interpreting assignments. And so I loved my career at the hospital. It really married my two interests of healthcare and sign language interpreting. I love the advocacy part, championing for, a very marginalized population and an invisible disability in deafness. And so love that part of my career. If we rewind time a little bit back to 2012, late 2012, my children's father got a very unexpected sudden diagnosis of an aggressive form of leukemia called acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Yes, that is a mouthful. And you can imagine if it's a mouthful to say, it was even bigger to get our heads around. What we thought was bronchitis very quickly turned into a life and death situation. And he got very, very ill. He had just finished grad school. So I was the breadwinner at the time already. And we were paycheck to paycheck, kind of climbing along. My daughter was maybe 7 months at the time, and my son was just over 2. And we found ourselves in a position where we had, I think the magic number was around $11 in our bank account. And I was being told to get my affairs in order and was really looking at facing the fact that it would be highly likely that I was going to be a widow at 37. And so one of the things I remember most about that awful week, really, when he was diagnosed, was that instead of putting my full attention towards him and the kids and really tending to our emotional needs, in my head I was crunching numbers because I knew that we did not have anything in a savings account. I knew we already lived paycheck to paycheck, and I knew that we didn't have breathing room before, so we were really, really going to find ourselves in a position very quickly, or I would find myself in a position very quickly where the ship was sinking because it kind of was barely staying afloat already. I will fast forward several months into 2013 when he was well into treatment. The treatment was prescribed, and it would be somewhere between 3 and 4 years of very aggressive chemo every 2 weeks, every month, every 2 weeks about. And he would stay inpatient in the hospital for at least a week, if not 2 out of every month for the first year or so. And with that, as you can imagine, brings all kinds of complications. And so my phone rang one day while I was at the hospital, and I was working, and who answers their phone anymore? Most people text, but I did get a call from somebody who said, I think you are either going to want to hug me or punch me, but I want you to take a look at this opportunity. And as soon as she said that, I thought, oh, are you kidding me? You're going to pitch me something. And we've all been, if you're a smart, capable woman, which I'm sure if you're watching this, somebody thinks you are, you probably been approached with a lot of opportunities before for selling certain things or virtual businesses or other direct sales or shakes or jewelry or candles or whatever it is. And I think that all of those are great opportunities. I would never, ever knock a mom or a woman for taking a step towards being an entrepreneur. But I had my own personal unpleasant experiences, I'll say. Having been approached by people from other companies in the past, it felt aggressive. It just did not feel like a fit, I'll say that. And so when she approached me, I felt like I should listen to her because people were being so generous with us in supporting us with what was going on with the kid's father, with my children's father. And so I listened and I was like, okay, how am I going to get out of this nicely or politely? But I'm totally not interested until she said, it's the same doctors who made Proactive. And the second she said that, a couple things happened. She also said, if you're not interested, I'd love an opportunity to break into your network because it's a strong one. And I knew that. Great family and friends, never met a stranger in my life. And that just happened to be kind of my personal journey or kind of what I was about. And so when she said the doctors who made Proactive, I was literally standing on Stanford's campus. Our doctors are Stanford educated. And so they have an affiliation there. And so their name goes a long way there. And then also when she said, and I knew they had built $1 billion empire in Proactive. And so they were likely going to probably do it again if they were setting out on another venture. So that happened very quickly in my head. And then when she said, I want to break into your network, I was like, I got very territorial and felt like, my network? What do you want with my network? They're mine. And I didn't even know what I wanted them for or what she wanted them for. But as the conversation continued and she kind of broke past that like eye rolling, how am I going to get out of this thing? What I also remembered was that she was someone I had a really positive experience with, someone I had only nothing but good memories about, someone I had seen on Facebook over the last 20 years. We went to high school together. We were cheerleaders together, blah, blah, blah. And I knew she was an ICU nurse and had really professional, reputable career, I guess. And obviously I work in healthcare. I know what nurses, what their earning potential is. And so I knew, okay, why is she doing this? And then she kind of explained to me the reason why she was doing it, which was very personal to her. And I just started to listen in a different way. I also knew at the time that everything I was doing to make extra money to make up for the income that we had lost while he was in treatment took me outside of the house. So I was lucky that a hospital was open 24/7, and I could pick up extra shifts and work longer hours. But that also meant I was away from my For Better or For Worse, which I had signed on the dotted line for and wanted to be able to do, and then also tend to my 2 young children who needed their mom and could feel the absence of their dad. And so with all of that, I will spare you the other details, but I said yes. I said, I mean, how much worse could it get? I'm going to give this a roll and see what happens. And I'm dropped to my knees grateful every day that I did, and that Bernadette did reach out to me, and that for whatever reason, the universe said answer the phone when I hadn't answered the phone in days and all of those things. And so now, 5 years later, 5 years into this business, I can tell you that it's a solid business opportunity, and that the structure is in place, the company is ethical, and that I have met incredible women, and that our family is in a financial position now that I don't think we ever had the potential to be in prior to him and his illness. I will tell you that he's in remission and doing great, and so we're very lucky for that. And it was a long 5 years, and I built this business in between nap schedules and working and chemotherapy and all the crazy things that I'm sure you're going through as well. You don't need to find a 25th hour in the day. What you do is you plug into a template and you allow us as business owners to walk you through this process and show you that you can do it. You can bring in an alternate revenue stream, and whether that's $100 extra a month for a manicure pedicure, or it's $300 a month because you want to cover your car payment, or your son's travel baseball league, or like me, you're wanting to replace a 401k that you depleted during a family crisis. If I fast forward, or if I rewind time to 5 years ago, really what I wanted to do was go to Costco without taking a deep breath and hoping that my card didn't get declined, because it did get that bad for us at a point. And so whatever your goal is, or whatever you really want to do and you're capable of doing, but you're a little bit afraid, or you're a little bit apprehensive, or you don't know what people are going to say, please trust that whoever invited you to listen to this video, as well as myself, we were all afraid of the same things you are. And that doesn't mean the fear is gone. We've just learned how to move through it. This business can give you breathing room, and it can give you dreaming room. And so I hope that you take a look at all of the information that's been sent to you by the person who invited you to watch this video, and that you really kind of get outside of your comfort zone and look at what the potential could be. Because 5 years later, this is not a get rich quick business. This is a solid opportunity to really grow a foundation. And 5 years in, I am, again, like I said, beyond grateful that I said yes and that she made the call when most people probably wouldn't have. And so thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer them. And just know that the person who invited you to listen to this call really thinks highly of you and sees a lot of potential in you. If you decide to continue forward with us, they will go ahead and let you know how easy it is to start and the money back guarantee and that there's a really decent safety net there, and to lock arms with us and give us, 60 days and 2 commission cycles to see if this is really something that you're interested in. And if it is, amazing, let's go for it. And if it's not, no harm, no foul. Nobody signed away their firstborn child. This is a very, very ethical business model. And our company is doing it right. And that's why you see so many amazing women really changing the course of their financial future with our brand. So with that, let me see, how did I do on time here? Oh my goodness, 2 minutes. I'm going to get off. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope that you give us a shot. Take care.